live to show you how I prep my turkey for my Thanksgiving. I was displaced for a year. My child and I, we have our own place, and I'm cooking a small Thanksgiving dinner at our home. I have already washed my turkey and put it in the fridge. I am going to show you my prep of seasoning it and getting it in the oven. And I'm also going to be showing you how I prep my collard greens, which should have been in last night, but I was exhausted. It is about 5:20 a.m. here, so bear with me. Coffee is not going yet. Nothing is going yet. Only thing that's going to be going on the stove right now is my butter for my basin purposes for my turkey. I'm going to be letting you in my kitchen shortly just to show you a little bit of what I do. My house is transformed already, but our kitchen table, I gotta get some stuff off, but you'll see what it looks like now and what it will look like later on. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And I wish you guys the best. Have a blessed and memorable Thanksgiving of 2025. And just always remember to be kind all year long, not just now. Safe travels if you do go out. If you guys go to the Macy's Day Parade or families, please be safe. Or if you have like a social gathering that you have to go to, please be safe. All right, so I'm going to flip the camera so that you can see. And yes, this is the raw, authentic version. I, just woke up. I was supposed to be up at 4 a.m. I kept snoozing the clock and snoozing the clock and snoozing the clock. So yes, this is what I look like when I first wake up. So here it is, guys. I'm going to turn the camera so you can see. This is my kitchen area. I'm going to turn on my stove here. That's my wok. My oven is already on. My turkey, I'll take it out in a minute, but I use butter. I have to melt it. Then I can go ahead and baste it. This is my kitchen table I was telling you about. I gotta get my veggies out so I can cut my stuff. Anyway, just wanted to show you a general idea. Well, the stuff will be moved. I have to put our Thanksgiving things on here. All right. Put that right there. Yes. holiday. This year I didn't want to cut up all the other stuff, so I got these. I'm doing a lot of cooking. It's holidays. Onions, garlic, some green pepper, mixed pepper. Almost there. Anyway, I'm tired. Let's cut for this. So I hope everybody's gonna watch the parade. Football. Nice movies. The holiday movies come on. They're always nice to watch with family. So I like to cook. One of the things I did miss when I was homeless was cooking. You know, of course, having a place to live. When you're out there, you don't know how long you're going to be out there. And I was out there because of being a single parent for years. I lost my dad. Everything was falling apart. My real passion is writing music, telling people my story. You know, trying to write a book about my homeless experience, and another book about, you know, my trauma that when you don't realize what you go through, a lot of things resurface. So you don't um, you don't know what you're gonna feel on a daily day basis when you're out there homeless. But thankfully, we were able, to get into a shelter after 3 months, and that's how hard it is. But anyway, I'm gonna be showing you my prepping. This what I'm doing right here is my vegetables are for my turkey as well as my collard greens that I'm going to be prepping live for you guys to see what I do. And then I don't know if I'll go back live later on, maybe, to show you how everything is all prepared, how the table looks, how the house looks, how we're dressed, um, just a little bit of stuff. Just want to share a little bit of my Thanksgiving with you guys, so you guys can kind of know who your artist is, what I do. You know, like I said, I sing and I write music, and I'm telling you my story. Um, I'm also a very spiritual person, so I like to, show you guys that side of me, a little bit, because you got to be real with yourself, you know, because if you're not real with yourself, then you can't be real to anybody else. So I'm showing you things that has helped me my whole life, not just in that situation that I was going through. And I'm inviting you in my home to show you, you know, what I do on a daily basis, not just Thanksgiving, but on a daily basis. Anyway, let me cut this up. I gotta put some coffee on in a couple minutes because I really wanted to get up late, but then we don't eat until almost 5, and we can't do that. So, and I like to take everything because all this stuff is gonna be coming out. Everything. It's the only thing. It's a good thing I love about the holidays is that you can really get everything out there, cook everything. All this stuff, like I said, was supposed to be done last night. I did some. I cleaned my turkey because normally that's like right now I'm cleaning turkey, trying to get all the fixtures together, and that's a lot of work. That turkey don't normally get in the oven until 8 o'clock, and then collard greens is getting on all that stuff. I wanted to do collard greens yesterday, but you know what happened to me? I went to Walmart to get some last minute things, and voila, they had the pharmacy over there, you know, gathering people to, try out their doctors and do their flu shots. And I just had my flu shot. I mean, I just had my physical like a week ago, but it was actually so jam packed in the doctor's office that she must have forgot to give me that. But I was actually due for 3 shots. I get my COVID shot every year. Am I a fan of COVID? No, but I work in the medical field, so we were mandated to have it, and we got sick. And I swear, ever since I got that shot, I get sick. I got sick with the COVID like 4 times. I don't want it no more. It's terrible. But before that, I worked the whole entire pandemic. Then I did take a break off. I did get the flu strand A. They never diagnosed that before COVID, but they were able to tell me that, and that result right there was pretty terrifying because my job was threatening us to come back to work, and I was sick. My child was sick. I had a doctor's note. They wanted me to work double. Anyway, that job closed down, but before it closed down, I had to go into surgery. Lo and behold, a few years later, they found a lump under my tongue. they tested it, and it came back to during the pandemic having check this flu A. Can you imagine? These doctors know. So I was like, oh, so can I go back to that job and sue them? You know, just ahas. But because I was really sick and they were really trying to threaten my job and stuff like that, but it wasn't worth it. They were going to close anyway, and they did for mistreating their employees and their residents and everything else. But that's their issue. You know, I always say God don't like ugly, but God does take care of you. So when people do you wrong, it's their loss, not yours. What are you gonna do? You can't fight the whole world, but you can learn from your experiences. And it's one thing I have done. I have learned from all the many experiences I've had over the years. I'm telling you, because I've had some really lengthy experiences. Anyway, back to cutting. But yeah, at the end of the day, thankfully, the mask that I had under my tongue ended up being non-cancerous, and they were able to remove it. I mean, it messed with my voice and my tongue. They had to give me medication and all that stuff because my tongue was swollen. And you know, I'm a singer songwriter, so I had to be on medication for that. So I was worried about my singing voice. And they're still saying I need to have one more surgery because they still feel like I'm not breathing correctly, but I'll be all right. The Lord got me. And I'm happy with my voice. Happy with what I do. But I just wanted to show y'all my prep purposes. Put that in my bowl. I think it's easier to come online than to do all those videos, because those videos, I don't really feel like they give you enough time to do videos. I mean, it's nice to do videos, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it takes more time doing videos and uploading. I'd rather show you who I am. This is me. Let's say the base is done. Yeah. The base is done. I just wanted to let y'all know that I already washed these. I'm just slicing them. These are the yellow peppers that I'm doing now. So my yellow peppers are going. Okay. I'll be right back. Get right back. Hey, I'm gonna cook breakfast this year too because normally I don't cook a little breakfast. I have like a little bit of cereal or something for my son to munch on. We have like a little spread of a little tray that I put out. I didn't do that this year. I bought breakfast stuff, so I'm gonna throw some stuff in the skillet and cook it. So when he wakes up, he'll have it. I'm gonna do pancakes with a little bit of sausage. I have bacon too, but I think that sausage and stuff would be great. The day after Thanksgiving, I think I'll do the bacon. It's too much having all that stuff going. But at least his sausage is the store-bought one, so he'll be all right with that. And he'll start his Thanksgiving holiday. I know, ain't nobody up right now. We have a lot of people. I know it's pretty early. Ugh. I like this knife, but I gotta use my other one. This is my knife for my vegetables. My vegetable knife. And my cutting boards are underneath there, but I'll do it. I'll be good. I was, like I said, I was supposed to do that last night. But anyway, I ended up getting the 3 shots. So I ended up getting I was due for my tetanus shot. That's every 10 years. Yeah, the doctors were supposed to give me that a week ago. That's how busy it was at the doctor's office. You know, with the health crisis here in the United States, they're not really, keeping people up to date. And so many people are going to the doctors because they're sicker and people are being laid off their jobs. A lot of stuff going on. So, I mean, my appointment, I showed up for 10 o'clock. I didn't get seen till 11. And the first time they did vitals in a conference room until a room was available. That's how busy it was. And then we just talked about little stuff, and I had to make sure that I was real vocal with my health because your health is very important. And, I suffer from low iron. So she's like, oh, do that. And I said, I'm still feeling really tired. My field is very stressful. So I'm like, last winter I was really sick. And I'm like, okay, my vitamin D, I feel like it's still low because I don't have any energy. And she was like, oh, well, come in. The Quest Lab is this and that. And just come and that's it. Anyway, Walmart hooked me up with my COVID shot, my flu shot, and my tetanus shot. So I'm all set. And then they have the online app where you go on and you print out your stuff because now they're telling me that they don't use it. They don't write on the COVID card anymore. It's not necessary. But I still have my COVID card for myself and for me. And because of our situation that we went through, yes, we did make sure we seen our doctors on a regular basis. Yes, we were in a shelter. Well, we were in a shelter for almost 9 months and 3 months on the street. So it was very hard being homeless. It was terrible. So this Thanksgiving is very, very important for me because it's our new home, continuing our tradition, um, and it's going to be great. And I encourage anybody who is struggling that, try to seek the necessary help that you need. Have a good support system because also being homeless for that length of time, the support was down. Um, I did heal from that trauma, but not really having the support. I do have family that have come around and try to support and stuff like that. And then we were able to get good supports in the community at the right places because it will be a whole nother live to explain to you what happened to us at my first place. Let's just say it was terrible to the point where I wanted to be able to stay in my car with my kid. Um, when you're going through this type of places, these organizations don't understand that we are already broken. We are already struggling. We are already homeless and we're out of sources and resources. Don't make somebody feel any less than what they already are. Your rules, you need to understand. You need to take a step back and see how it is for you to be in that situation. But some people, they're so proudful and prideful and they don't even care about the circumstances. They're like, oh, well, this is how they got. They're very judgmental. Homeless people don't like you to judge them. Not everybody is that Hollywood painted picture stuff that, oh, they got this way because of that. No, I didn't have no drug addictions. I didn't have no drinking addictions. I lost my place because I had a reckless landlord who decided to sell the property, and I had to fight with the courts, and I had to move. If you don't own it, you got to move. I didn't get to find a place. Um, my job closed. The school I was going to closed. Everything was closing behind me, and I didn't have the money. I couldn't have access to any of my benefits. So everybody's situation is different. But the first place was absolutely horrible. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, and I hope I don't have any enemies. And if I do, I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna keep living my life and being as positive and happy as possible. But if you don't like me, that's fine. I don't care. I'm not here for you to like. I'm showing you my grace, and hopefully that you'll pass it on. Anyway, you can't deny um, homeless people food. You can't have them sign up for food and all this other nonsense. If you have a occupancy of a whole, say, 9 rooms, you cook for 9 rooms. You don't make people feel worse than what they feel. Oh, you're not eating because you didn't sign up, or you have to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Why don't you have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Because that's the first hot meal that a person has who's homeless a day. So all I say is that if you're going to work in human development, human services, think about how would you feel and how would you want to be treated in that circumstances. I don't ever want to go through homelessness again. It is absolutely terrible. People are not nice. They pretend to be nice, but they're not. And I had to be humble. I was conflicted spiritually, and I was asking and questioning God and questioning, and like, Lord, why do I have to go through this test? Why do I have to keep, why? What am I doing? What did I do wrong? There were some things that I did that did wrong. Financially, I didn't have it. Financially, I was trying to still, pay all the bills and take care of my kid, which is top priority, and trying to hold things together. But when the Lord closes that door, it's not for you to try to prepare and prep and try to make yourself stay in that situation. He's preparing you for something different. So if he's preparing you for something different, you can't go against the Lord. You just gotta go. Um, you just gotta be led it. And like I told you, even in some of my songs, I was like, oh my, I don't understand. But you know what? The Lord has shown me. It took me a year to get it, but He has shown me that He always had my best interests. No matter what, He had my best interests. I had my best interests, so I thought. But the Lord really had my best interests. He knew exactly what He wanted for His daughter and for His son, my son. So sometimes when you don't understand the situation, it's not for you to understand. Yes, we're in the flesh, so we're going to get upset. We're going to get angry. We're going to question. We're going to go back and forth. We're going to have what is called trials and tribulations until we really know what's going on. But sometimes you got to take a step back, just be humble, and just let the Lord lead you. That's it. And even though things are not perfect, I am content and I'm happy. We have a home. We have better resources than I had before. I don't have a full-time job. That didn't work out this year. I worked part of the year, and then my situation right now is I'm unemployed, but I'm happy. I'm content. I'm doing my music. I'm content with that. My health is more important. I was very sick in those type of environments, even though I kept myself isolated, which was another bad thing. When you're homeless and you have to isolate yourself from other people because you're not in your own environment, that also makes you depressed too. So I am going to stop talking about all this bad stuff because it's Thanksgiving and we want to have a good Thanksgiving and we want to get things going. So right now, these are just the peppers that are all prepped. I got to do the green peppers. The green peppers are going to go in here as well. I'm going to cut up that celery because that celery is actually going to go in the turkey and a little bit in the collard greens. I put it like just a little bit, in there. And we're going to be rocking and rolling. And like I said, I'm doing raw and authentic. Some people, they prep all their stuff first and they show you a quick video. I didn't anticipate this video to be long, but that's why I said, let me just go live, because if it was a long video, it would be like, oh, this is boring. They lose interest. Today's world, they lose interest, a couple minutes. You can't, have anything past 3 minutes or people get bored. But this is almost 35 minutes and talking to you guys, allowing me to be comfortable in my kitchen and tell you about my experience. I'm happy. I'm awake. My coffee is not going yet. You see it? But I'm going to put it on in a couple minutes. Well, in the next 20 minutes or so, I'll put the coffee on, because right now I want to get the turkey out the refrigerator. I want to start stuffing some of this stuff in there. I got my garlic here that I got to slice up because it goes in the turkey. Then I got my seasonings that's up above here. Anyway, because I don't have any music for you guys right now because it's early here. It's like almost 5:30. So I just didn't want to have music on top of that. But anyway, let me just cut up this green pepper because I got, a lot. I need vegetables. And, I just want you guys to just enjoy this year. I know it's been hard for everybody. Everybody's situation is different, like I've been saying. So I know people, some don't know what's going to happen, but just be mindful and hopeful that, you want things to be positive. Life is already hard. We make it complicated sometimes because we add stress and we worry and doubt things. Whatever you believe in, just believe in it and know that you are going to make the best decision for whatever the situation is. That's all I'd say. Because if you don't make the best decision, don't beat yourself up for it, because everything in life is a learning experience. You don't come here with a rule book. We don't have a book to reflect on if something doesn't go the way it said or that person. We're all experiencing life in different levels, different ways. Some have it better than others. But also, when you do have it better than others, don't think that you're invincible. Because just like those scriptures say, you can be up 1 minute and then everything can be taken away from you, and you can be learning a life experience that person that was homeless or that person that was in need or whatever circumstances is that led them into that struggle, you will now start to experience that because you were not being humanitarian. You were not being obedient. And you didn't appreciate what you had, so it had to be taken away from you temporarily until you got your mind and your heart together. Just saying. I told you guys, I'm the artist Yumeka. I'm violent authentic. And my music comes from the heavens, I always say. Teaching lessons in my music. Teaching lessons through my music. And I also like to say thank you so much for the support. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. I like the Dharma videos. I like to show experiences. I like spiritual things. So I like to show you some of the bishops and some of the pastors that be on there because it's a lot to do with the world. I don't really like religion or political stuff because it's a really touchy subject, you know. People get really upset, but like I said, I am showing you my experiences and what helped me spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally get to where I am at now. I've always been strong-minded. I've always been headstrong. I've always had a plan for my life to have a perfect life, but you do know that life is hard and sometimes you don't know everything. Well, actually, you don't know everything. And sometimes going through an experience, you can learn things. Somebody can teach you stuff, or somebody comes along and tells you, hey, you can do it this way, and makes it easier. Why do it harder if you don't have to? Just like they always say that old saying, why fix it if it ain't broken? So I was a little bit broken, so I needed a little bit more tuning up, and I need to learn stuff. At 42 years old, I'm still learning. So anybody who is out there saying that they don't finish learning, you're not. You're in denial. You're just in denial. You're hurt. You're broken. You're in denial. I'm 42 and I'm still learning. So, like I said, let's get this going. It's 2025 Thanksgiving, and I'm so happy to be back in the kitchen in my own home with my child, my teenager. My teenager, he is going to be 17 on January 2nd. I cannot believe it. I have raised that boy by myself. Like I said, it takes a village. We had family that helped. We had little, I call them little angels throughout life. Good friends, good supports. But it's been mom and those angels that's helped me raise my son. I really appreciate all the help, all the grace and mercy I have been shown over the years. I'm telling you. My garbage, I made a little pit stop there. Because if you don't, then you be all over the place. My garbage is all the way down there. I'm not going to keep moving off camera, you know, other than to show you my prep part. Putting that turkey in because that oven is on already. It's ready for the turkey, and the turkey's going to go in pretty soon. It don't take long for me to season it and get everything. The easy part is the seasoning. The cleaning part I did last night. And I got a 16.81, so almost 7, well, basically it's 17 pounds, 17 and a half, because 16.81 is, we all know that. It's, 17, almost say 17 pounds, a little over 17 pounds. But That's what the tag says. It's 16 pounds and 81 ounces. Yeah. No, not 81 ounces. Sorry, guys. 16.81. All right. So that part is done. Let me clean this, and so I can slice up that. Oh, celery. Just a little bit of celery left. And I got the garlic and onions that I have to do. Let me rinse this. All right, I'm back. And this is green peppers. Like I said, the green peppers are all set. The celery. Not that much for celery there. Celery. Celery. That's it for celery. Like I said, I'll come back on a little bit later into my cooking and showing my progress of how everything's coming together for our Thanksgiving for 2025. You know, everyone, I want you guys to, you know, take whatever stress that you're going through 7 days a week, just forget about it today. Put it on the back burner. Enjoy family. Enjoy building moments, memories. Just do what family is supposed to do. Friends are supposed to do. Spouse are supposed to do. Whatever the situation is, you don't use that part. There's no point of it. All right. Just build memories. You know, this definitely has been a hard year for some, for all, you know, and stuff. But I told you, I've gotten a lot of good out of this year too. So this year has been, you know, wonderful to me. Not all the parts, but the majority of it. This 12 months, I enjoyed a good 8. And this is 1 month that I'm actually enjoying it. We don't use this. This is pointless. Anyway, that is going to go to the side. I'm going to slice up my onion because then I'll take out the turkey. I like to cut on both sides. Yeah, I learned how to cook. My grandmother was the first. You know, growing up in that home, it was a big family, and she showed me how to cook. And then I did culinary school when I was in high school. And then I grew up in foster care too, so they had culinary arts. Home economics is what they called it, where they taught us that. I learned how to sew from my grandmother. I learned how to sew in home economics. I learned how to cook in those cooking classes as well. I have obtained certificates over the years. So cooking is one of my things that I like to do. So I enjoy it. It's peaceful, It makes you feel good when you can do something, contribute to something. We all have many different talents in life, but some have more than others. So I like to think that this is my other talent. I like to bake too. But the most important thing is you keep yourself busy. You keep a level head. Keep your mind busy. That's what you do. You gotta do what you gotta do. And some of these onions I have to leave to the side in the sandwich bag because when I boil my noodles for my baked macaroni, I put a little onions there. It's a little hidden signature flavor. Baked macaroni and cheese is good. My son, that was one of the first things he said, "Oh, Mom, so are you making Thanksgiving baked macaroni and cheese?" I said, "Absolutely. You can't have Thanksgiving without baked macaroni and cheese, kiddo." He's like, "Oh, I can't wait because I miss your baked macaroni and cheese." And baked macaroni and cheese is nice, really good. Everyone has their own way of doing it, but if you have a good baked macaroni and cheese, you can share it here. We all about building memories for the future and for our children, everything. Passing down our hidden secrets. Normally onions hurt my eyes, but I'm doing pretty good today. All right. I gotta put some of these onions in here. That's for later. And for now. So that's my bag. It's gonna go over here. All right. Oh. This is gonna go here. All these in these corners. I'm doing. All right. Now the onions are starting to bother me. These are my garlic. I like to stuff garlic in here in my turkey. I have the other ones. Hold on. All right. Let's clean up. It's a little tight under. This is our turkey. It's our turkey. Maybe I should just do it right now. Let's see. But I have to dump some of this water out. Seasoning. All right. So I start with these vegetables. I put them in here. These are all peppers, all different blends of peppers. onions, and our celery. I can't open it. It's hard to open. Here's the turkey seasoning. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. There's other seasons that you can accommodate. You want to turn this bad boy over and get some of that turkey seasoning back there. Really good. So I season. Ooh. That's it. All right. This is the butter. All right. And turkey's all done. I like to put a little paprika on top. Just a little bit. And you're gonna put a little parsley. A little parsley on top. All right, y'all. Turkey's all ready. All right. Turkey. It's a big turkey. All right. Turkey is in. All right, y'all. The turkey's in. So now I'm gonna wash my hands, clean up. I'm gonna show you my wok. This is my wok skillet where I'm gonna stir fry my vegetables and prep my collard greens so that y'all can see my collard greens get prepared. It's gonna be going into my big pan, and then I'm gonna end this live because no one has came in to see me, which is fine because it's early. Hopefully I'll get a little bit more reaction later. But this is the wok. And I'm gonna put the camera here so that you guys can see that. I'm gonna use this burner over here. Yeah, this burner is a little bit better. So I'll put a little bit of oil in here because I have to prep everything. Stir fry the little peppers and onions and all the other stuff. So remember those onions from earlier? Onions. I have a brand new stove, and it's electric, so it heats up pretty fast. But always let your grease get hot first, and then you stir fry your stuff. These are my peppers, onions. Remember that celery from earlier? These are some of the ingredients for making collard greens. Everybody has their own way, but this is my grandmother and how she taught me how to make collard greens. And then over the years, I changed a couple things and tweaked a couple things. And you have to have your liquid smoke. And I make mine with the turkey wings, which are already smoked turkey wings. They'll go in, not now. And this is apple cider vinegar you use also. All right. Oh yeah. And this is actually a chicken broth. That's another flavor added for your collard greens that makes it that good taste. All right. It's doing pretty good. Bring my stuff in here. Sizzling already. All my peppers. So these are some of the seasonings that I use. Here's seasonings. These are all herbs. You put all your herbs in there. I use seasoning salt too, but and your apple cider vinegar. This is what your stir fry would look like. You just stir frying your stuff. You're prepping your collard greens. This is prepping for your collard greens. So you stir fry all that up. You want to stir fry this all up first, and then you add your collard greens and stir fry it up. It's a seasoning salt. And I normally use the Lyles. I do have Lyles, but all these seasoning is just as good. Same. So it's inexpensive for you to prepare. and cook. As long as you know how to cook, if you got to get your seasonings different sometimes, your stuff, your recipes are still going to come out authentic because you know how to cook them. You know what to do. So don't worry about if you got to buy generic one time. You know how to cook. You know what your recipe is supposed to taste like. So you know, no matter what. So don't beat yourself up. Do what you got to do. And Southern collard greens. Okay. I like my new wok. And I like my herbs, so I'll be doing all my herbs. So, yep, there goes the wok. It's doing its thing over here. I'm gonna give it a little stir. Like you say, just sauteing them up, get this pep in it, so you can get everything percolating. That's all you're doing. Should get everything in there. You're gonna put all your herbs, all your seasonings, and everything up in there. Oh, okay. You see how them collard greens cook down. Let them cook down. And you add your third bag. If you have a big enough pot, you add them all together. This don't take long to mix and roll up there. You season it good. You get all your flavors mixed in here. Just take it like that, pinch it apart. It's a giant plant, so it's gonna go down. Your seasonings in there. You want to mix all your flavors together. Okay. Season and salt. Add your liquid smoke. Just like a little, I like a little bit more in there, but it's actually half a cup. And apple cider vinegar too, half a cup, but I just sprinkle a little bit like that. And I'm not gonna add no more oil because the oil's there. And what you do is you add your packet, which is your chicken broth. Just add it in like that. Because remember, you're only prepping your collard greens right here. This is going to go into your big pot. And because I didn't put my meat here yet, because my meat is already smoked. So I let it boil and get to where it needs to get to. And then I put the meat in about a half an hour later. You don't need to add too much water because the collard greens hold a lot of water when you're trying to stir fry it up to get it prepped. So don't worry about, oh, I don't got no water in there yet. Don't worry, it's going to have plenty of water after. Once you get it where it needs to be, where all the seasons are all mixed up. So like I said, I just stir fry mine up, and then I put them into my giant pot and let them cook. And I let mine normally cook for 8 hours, but because I'm doing the prep right now, it's gonna cook for 4 hours and then they'll be done. Because I like my greens nice, smooth, tender, that down south feeling. The greens have been cooking all day long. You've been working. You come home to a house pumerated with the smell of collard greens and soul food going throughout the house. So I'm just gonna sneak peek, show y'all just a little bit, because these are just almost ready to get in that big pot and start boiling up. See? Right now, they let them boil, get all the flavors, mix all in them, and then you put it into a big pot. I'm gonna do all my cleanup right now, cleaning up everything, cleaning everything up, and I'm gonna start making some coffee. So y'all just see that. Collard greens, collard greens, collard greens. No, I should have. This is my smoked turkey wings that I use for my collard greens. Coffee? No. You said something about crackers, and I answered you. I keep hearing your voice. Are you calling? Are you calling? I talked to you earlier. I told you I was up. I said you sleep for an hour. Huh? Oh, look at your clock because I have the turkey in the oven already. I'm prepping the collard greens so I can get them ready. I'm also making some coffee and now take a break. I'm gonna make some pancakes with some sausage and scrambled eggs. Yeah. Something for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving breakfast. I'm preparing your portion. Huh. Put here. All right, your collard greens are starting to look good. Move them around. I keep mixing them up till you get that good seasoning flavor. You start tasting, smelling them already. Collard greens are starting to look good. They're getting ready to go into the pan so they can start boiling.
All right, you guys, I'm getting ready to get off in a few minutes because the only thing left to do for the collard greens is stir it one more time in this pot and then convert it into the big pot that we're going to be boiling the collard greens in the next 4 hours. You guys stay blessed. Have a blessed Thanksgiving. I'll try to come back on later on to show you how all the food came together for our 2025 Thanksgiving. Thank you for having me. I'm the artist Yumeka, and stay blessed. I'm just making my coffee now, finally. And it's cleaning up. The cleanup process is real. So, all right, y'all. Take care. I'll see y'all later. And I'll come back on and I'll share my Thanksgiving, show you guys how all my Thanksgiving came out, how my house, my decorations came out for our setup for our Thanksgiving dinner. All right. Have a good day. I'm getting ready to drink my coffee and go and do some more cleaning, prepping for our yams next, but I'm not going to video that. And then the big macaroni and cheese because I would like to eat by 3:30, the latest. All right, stay blessed.